All right, boys and girls, welcome. I'm going to try to make this pretty brief. I'm tired. It's like 6 o'clock, and I'm still here at the school. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to learn how to factor trinomials. It's kind of a precursor to what's lying ahead for us. Guys, a trinomial, just by definition, it's a quadratic. You guys can write along as I'm writing this down. Expression let's go with 3 terms. Okay? So, trinomial is that right there. Okay? So, for example, just for an example here, let's say we have x squared plus 6x plus 8. Okay, that is a trinomial. And we also say that it's in descending order. Okay? If and only if it starts off with x squared and then x and then just a number. That's what descending order is. Okay? And guys, if there's not one there, you can put one there. That's not really going to make a big difference in today's lesson. So let's take a look at what we're trying to do here. Okay, we're trying to factor trinomials. A trinomial can be factored It's boring and time goes slower when you're talking to yourself. A trinomial can be factored into 2 binomials. Okay? And a binomial is 2 terms. Okay? And that, guys, a binomial would be like x minus 2, x plus 8. Okay? So, I'm going to start off with our first trinomial and show you how we can factor it into 2 binomials. So, here's your first example, example 1 here. Okay? What we have is x squared plus 6x plus 8. Okay? Let's break this down into steps. Let's go step 1 here. When a trinomial is in descending order, like this, okay? When it's in descending order, you need to find a pair of numbers in which the sum of the 2 numbers equals the number in the second term, while the product, which means multiply, of the 2 numbers equals the third term. So, guys, to put this in layman's terms, okay, we want the sum of 2 numbers to equal 6, which is our second term, and the product of those 2 numbers, when I multiply them, give me 8. Okay? And then, once I figure those 2 numbers out, I'm in pretty good shape. And so let's go ahead and do that. Give me 2 numbers that when I add together make 6. Well, there's 1 plus 5, there's 2 plus 4. Well, hang on. I'm going to stop right there. 2 plus 4 is 6. And when I multiply those two numbers, it gives me 8. Okay? That's what I want right there. Okay? I want those two numbers, 2 and 4. Those are the magic numbers. Now, step 2 is let's create binomials out of that. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 2 sets of parentheses here. Now the x, I'm going to put here and here. I'm splitting it up. X squared is just going to be x and x here. Okay? Now, look at 2 and 4. Are they both positive? Are they both negative? What are they? Well, they're both positive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring down positive 2 and positive 4. And that's it. Okay, I just factored that first trinomial. All right. Let's look at example 2 here. I think, we're ready for it here. I know I am. I'm not just saying that because I'm hungry. And some of you are probably laughing. It's all right. Get used to it. I am. All right, so I got x squared minus 6. X squared minus x minus 6. Okay. Step 1. Okay. Let's find two numbers that add together to give me -1. And at the same time, they multiply together to give me my second term, -6. Now, you're probably wondering, well, how did you come up with -1, Mr. Seidel? Not one there, put one there. There's my -1. Okay? Now, guys, sometimes it's easier to go to the product part of step 1 first. And I can show you that right now. Think about two numbers that multiply to give me a negative number. Well, you know one's got to be negative, right? Well, give me two numbers multiply, give me 6. 2 and 3, 3 and 2. Now, you might have to mess around with this part, but I'm going to put 3 as negative. The reason is, when I take -3 plus +2, that gives me -1. Okay? So you're trying to find two numbers that satisfy both of these things here. Okay? I want to know that works, and I want to know that these two numbers satisfy this as well. So now I'm down to step 2. Let's create our binomials. All you got to do is write 2 sets of parentheses. Okay? We're splitting x squared up, x and x. Okay? Bring -3 down. Bring +2 down. We are done. Yes, guys, you have to deal with positive and negative numbers. Okay? Make sure it satisfies, both of those numbers satisfy in step 1. I like to start with right here. That's, the multiplication part of it. Because I'm pretty good about figuring out factors first. And that kind of, there's a lot of numbers that add up to be -1. Okay? So go straight to the multiplication part of it and figure out the factors. Okay? Let's look at one more example here. Let's see, example 3. We have x squared minus 7x plus 12. Well, guys, step 1. Okay, we'll start off with two numbers that add together to give me -7. Okay, second term is sum. It's add. Okay. And then Yeah, -7, sorry. And then the second is multiply two numbers that multiply to give me that positive 12. Well, here's the thing. I want to think of two numbers off the top of my head to give me positive 12. I'm going to go 3 and 4. Those are kind of obvious. Okay. Now, I know positive 3 times positive 4 gives me positive 12. But when I plug in 3 and 4 here, 3 plus 4 is not -7. How could I make that negative? -3 plus -4. Well, that gives me -7. But now I'm back to down here. But, guys, a negative times a negative will give me a positive. So I found two numbers, two integers that satisfy both situations. Now I can write my factored trinomial into two binomials here. Here's step 2. So I got x split, and then bring down -3, and bring down -4. All right. Well, guys, I think that's it for today. I believe Mr. McDaniels may be the sub. He's going to pass out the handout that I printed off. Try to get it done as quickly as possible. I know you're just now about 12 minutes into class. Good luck, and I'll see you tomorrow.